Yes. So today we are going to deal with something called as impulse response function of for single degree of freedom system. Uh, so in a way we are asking a question: how does a single degree of freedom system respond to a impulse or impulsive force? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And we are going to consider a particular case of an impulse, which is unit impulse, and it is modeled by Dirac delta function. So I had already described in brief what is Dirac delta function in last class, but let me now formally give the definition. So what Dirac delta function, delta of t minus tau is equal to infinity if t minus tau is 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That means at t equal to tau, if I substitute the value of t as tau, at time t equal to tau, this function assumes the value of infinity as shown. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And it is 0 otherwise. That means if t is less than tau or t is greater than tau, that means if t minus tau is less than 0 or greater than 0, this function is 0 everywhere else.
Yes.
Are you with me? This is not sufficient. This is not sufficient definition of Dirac delta function. You have to also say that integration of this Dirac delta function around tau. So I can consider a small increment in time delta t. So tau minus delta t to tau plus delta t. So that means if I am integrating this function within this small time zone, which is tau minus delta t, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
To tau plus delta t. Then this integration turns out to be 1. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And as this function vanishes at all other points than t equal to tau, therefore, even if I change that tau minus delta t to tau plus delta t to minus infinity to plus infinity, still the integration is going to remain 1. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
What exactly are we trying to say by saying this? So, for let us reconsider the example that I had asked you or that we had discussed in the previous class. Let us consider this is tau. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And I have considered the time interval symmetric about tau. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us say this time interval is uh, delta t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
A finite time interval. And let us say the value of force f of t uh, is some value. Just give me a second. Let us say it is some value f such that f into delta t is equal to 1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
That means area under f into delta t is 1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I take this, means if I shrink this time interval to delta t by 2, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this time interval now is delta t by 2. In order to maintain area under the force function to be constant, what will I have to do? I will have to increase it by 2f. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
I will have to increase it to 2f. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So that the area will remain 2f into delta t by 2, which will be then 1. Happy?
Yes.
I go on doing this till the time interval delta t tends to 0. When time interval delta t tends to 0, this f will tend, this instead of 2f, I will have to write it as infinity into f. So it will tend to infinity. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
But the area under the curve has to remain 1. And what is area under the curve? It is nothing but the integration.
Yes.
Are you with me? So
Yes.
therefore, when I go on doing this operation, I convert, this f of t gets converted into delta of t minus tau. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So therefore, the second compelling condition that must be satisfied by Dirac delta function is integration of Dirac delta function over the time duration tau minus delta t to tau plus delta t, or in other words, minus infinity to plus infinity. Both integrations are going to remain same because the function is vanishing for any point other than tau. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This must be equal to 1. So these two conditions, if they are satisfied, then that function is called as Dirac delta function. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And Dirac delta function, in other words, we also call it as, if it is a force acting on a body, is if the force acting on a body can be modeled as Dirac delta function, then we also call it as unit impulse. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Why do we call it as impulse? Because you are applying a force in almost zero duration of the time. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So impulse. Why do we call it as unit impulse? Because what is impulse? Impulse is nothing but integration of force multiplied by dt. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Impulse is force into time. So if the force is varying over the time, it is integration f dt. But if integration delta of tau minus t minus tau dt is done from minus infinity to infinity, or from tau minus delta t to tau plus delta t, it is going to be equal to 1. Therefore, we call it as unit impulse. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, if this system is acted upon by this unit impulse delta t minus tau, and I'm asked to find out its response, which is u of t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
U of t is x directional deformation of mass m at time instant t. Are you with
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir.
If I'm asked to find out that, then this u of t expression will be called as impulse response function of SDOF system. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, practically, how do you apply this unit impulse? So it is very difficult to apply unit impulse practically, but you can perform a thought experiment where you hit this mass m towards right by a hammer such that the properties of delta tau, t minus tau are satisfied. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then it is very similar to applying a unit impulse. Now, how do this system respond to this unit impulse? ये हम देखने वाले हैं. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, before we go ahead, tell me one thing. Uh, this force comes into the existence at what time? ये जो मैंने force लिखा है, f of t is delta of t minus tau. It comes into the
Yes.
existence at what time? It
Tau
has
minus delta t.
no, it has zero value till tau. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
So till t equal to tau, देखो t equal to tau, the f of t is 0. F of t, which is equal to delta of t minus tau,
Yes, sir.
will be 0. Do you agree with me? यहाँ तक
Yes, sir.
0 है. हाँ. So till that time will system respond? No, till that time u of t is ought to remain 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि तब तक फोर्स आया ही नहीं है सिस्टम के ऊपर, सो व्हाई विल इट रिस्पॉन्ड? All these are causal systems. Causal system matlab kya hai? If there is a cause, then there will be the response. There is no cause, there won't be response. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, till u of t equal to till t equal to tau, u of t is going to be equal to 0. So this is in range t equal to 0 to tau. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And now we are trying to find out the response of the system for any t greater than tau. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So whatever is the response function, impulse response function I am going to derive, that is applicable only for values of t greater than tau.
Yes,
For
sir.
all the values of t less than tau, the system is not going to respond. U of t is going to be 0. Keep that in mind. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So if let us say tau is equal to 10 seconds, that means the unit impulse have been applied at time t equal to 10 seconds. Till 10 seconds, the system is not going to respond. First 10 seconds, the observer will observe mass to be stationary at its own position. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if that point is clear, now uh, let us look at the response of the system for time t equal to t greater than tau. Now I am going to ask you a very interesting question. What will be u of tau minus delta t in the limit delta t tending to 0? Question देखो, I have asked you a very precise question. You have to answer this to me. What is the limit of u of t as delta t tends to 0? बोलो.
Sir,
Yes,
since delta t, since delta t tends to 0, the function will be only u into
u
delta
of
t.
tau, u
U
of
of tau,
tau,
yes. Sorry. Yes, u of
and
tau.
then it will be equal to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Happy?
Yes, sir.
And now tell me, what is u of tau itself? 0. That's for
Yes.
sure. What is u of tau plus delta t in the limit delta t tending to 0? Means just
The same.
after just after the impulse has been applied. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, it will
It
be
is going to
again
be
u of delta t.
it will, yes, so it will be again 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, yes.
So this condition in other way is called as no teleportation of mass occurs. Teleportation of mass means within fraction of second you move to some another location. This is called as teleporting. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So the teleportation of mass does not occur. At time t equal to tau, you have applied a unit impulse, but it doesn't mean that the position will abruptly change. No. Are you with me? So as
Yes, sir.
delta t tends to 0, u of tau minus delta t and u of tau plus delta t is going to remain 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then gradually the position is going to change. That is agreed. But to begin with, just about the tau, the value of u of t is going to remain, or u of tau is going to remain 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, right.
Okay. Now, what will you call this phase as? See, unit impulse is going to be applied by an impact of another object on this mass. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Unless there is an impact, unit impulse cannot be applied. Are you with me?
Right. Right. Yes, sir.
So can I call this phase as before impact phase?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Before impact. Can I call this phase as during impact phase?
Yes.
Happy? And can I call this phase as just after the impact phase? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Just after impact. And this is just before impact. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, tell me out of these three, which is going to be the initial condition for system to begin moving or for the system to exhibit motion. कौन सा condition initial रहने वाला है?
Sir,
You
the
will
third
agree with
condition.
me. Yes, you will agree with me that the third condition is going to act as a initial condition for the motion. Do you agree with me?
Right. Yes, sir.
Initial condition for motion. Happy?
Yes, sir.
इसका मतलब है just after the impact, I am very much interested in its velocity and its position. Do you agree with me? Because those
Yes,
are
sir.
going to be my boundary conditions. So देखो अब मैं क्या लिख रहा हूं. I am interested in u of tau minus tau plus delta t. Happy? In the limit
Yes, sir.
delta t tending to 0. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
I am also interested in u dot of tau u dot of tau plus delta t. Happy?
Yes,
In the
sir.
limit delta t tending to 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Is what, and this is what. And as delta t is tending to 0, can I also write it as u of tau and u dot of tau?
Yes.
But just after the impact. Happy? Not before the impact. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
These are the things in which I am interested. In that, can you tell me the first value? What is u of tau? I already said it is 0.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So even just after the impact, the object is not going to suddenly get teleported to some other location. No, it is still going to remain at the same place just after the impact.
Yes.
Just after the impact. And it
Yes,
is
sir.
going to be 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This I understood. Now, what will be u dot of tau is the question. So, अब जरा देखो, when I want to find out velocity just after the impact, which principle should I invoke? Tell me. Principle
Principle
of
momentum
conservation of
conservation. Momentum.
principle of conservation of linear momentum. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to invoke a principle of conservation of linear momentum. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This is from mechanics. So what does this principle of conservation of linear momentum say? The momentum of the system just before the impact. So I'm going to write down mv before the impact. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Impact must remain equal to mv after impact. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is the principle that I can apply. But then I will need to worry about everything of the other body. Do you agree with me? I know I should know the mass of other body, velocity of other body, everything. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So instead of applying this, can I apply impulse momentum principle on this body alone? कौन सा प्रिंसिपल अप्लाई कर रहा हूं? देखो, इम्पल्स मोमेंटम प्रिंसिपल, so what does the impulse momentum principle say? चलो, during impact, चलो, tell me, summation of all the forces acting on a body in x direction, you know by Newton's second law, it is equal to rate of change of momentum. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So summation of all the forces acting on a body in x direction into dt must be equal to dmv. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And now, chalo, what are the forces? Summation of fx into dx here. So here, this summation of fx dx, I will have to replace it by integration delta of t minus tau d tau. Do you agree with me?
Yes,
D tau.
sir.
Summation and integration are similar operations. F of x, in this particular case, the only force acting on mass is delta of t minus tau. It is acting for duration d tau. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And I have to take its integration from where to where? Tau minus
Delta T
delta t to tau plus delta t.
plus delta T.
Do you agree with me?
Yes.
This must be equal to change in momentum. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Change in momentum during the impact. ड्यूरिंग द इम्पैक्ट का मतलब क्या है? टाउ माइनस डेल्टा टी करस्पॉन्ड्स टू द इंस्टेंट जस्ट बिफोर द इम्पैक्ट, टाउ प्लस डेल्टा टी करस्पॉन्ड्स टू इंस्टेंट जस्ट आफ्टर द इम्पैक्ट. So during the impact, the change in momentum is dmv. So this is the change in momentum from t equal to tau minus dt delta t to tau plus delta t. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Great. So now, how much is that? Can you tell me? What is this integration? By definition, this integration has to be 1. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to substitute this value as 1 here. Now, what is the change in momentum during the impact? So what is the momentum after the impact? Can you tell me? It is mu dot of tau. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So can I write it as mu dot of tau plus delta t? देखो कैसे लिख रहा हूं, tau plus delta t in the limit delta t tends to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
But that is nothing but mu dot of tau. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And this minus, tell me what is the momentum of the object just before the impact? Just before the impact, that means we are here. Just before the impact, what is the value of velocity? 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So can I substitute that as m into 0?
Yes.
So what is this value? It is m u dot of tau, happy,
Yes, sir.
minus m into 0. This second term is going to vanish and I get an interesting result that u dot of tau, that means the velocity of the object just after the impact, is equal to 1 upon m.
Yes, sir.
Happy?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Great. So अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. So what have I obtained? I have obtained initial conditions. Do you
Yes,
agree
sir.
with me? What is the governing differential equation? Tell me. Mx double dot mu double dot. I'm sorry. Mu double dot of t. This is not multiplication by time, it is the argument. U double dot is function of time. Are you with me?
Yes.
Mu double dot plus cu dot of t plus ku of t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This has to be equal to what? This has to be equal to, tell me. F of t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
इसी डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन को हम लिख रहे हैं एट टाइम t, sorry, tau plus delta t in the limit as delta t tending to 0.
Yes.
The moment I start writing this equation for this time, which is slightly greater than tau or almost tau, hereafter, is there any force on this system? Tell me.
No.
After
No.
tau, is there any force? No. So
No.
does it become free vibration? Yes. So
Yes.
does right hand side become 0?
Yes.
The moment I start writing down this differential equation for any time instant greater than tau, at that time, f of t becomes 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And the equation simply reduces to mu double dot plus cu dot plus ku equal to 0, but subject to the boundary conditions. What are the boundary
Yes.
conditions? Boundary conditions are u of tau is equal to 0 and u dot of tau is equal to 1 by m. Happy?
Yes. Yes.
Do you agree with me? So
Yes.
this forced vibration equation I have converted into a free vibration equation with appropriate boundary conditions. Boundary conditions are to be applied at time instant t equal to tau. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
For any value of t less than tau, the system response is already known and that is 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So this conversion is possible only for t greater than equal to tau. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Or to be precise, let us not also write equal to, greater than tau. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And now, how do you solve this differential equation? Chalo, batao. Do we have its solution available?
Yes, sir.
We have the solution available with boundary conditions. Zara dekho. We have the solution available with boundary conditions u of 0 equal to u0. Are you with me? And u dot of 0 equal to u0 dot. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
ऐसे वाला solution available है. Happy?
Yes.
हाँ. पर क्या हमारे पास जीरो के बजाय, मतलब u of 0 के बजाय u of tau equal to 0 and u dot of tau equal to u0 dot, इसके लिए कोई solution available है? नहीं है. Are you with me?
Yes.
So if I were to use the already existing solution, I will have to apply transformation on time. Are you with me? I will have to make a substitution for time. Are you with me?
Right, sir.
So now in this parent differential equation, I am going to substitute. क्या substitute करने वाला हूं देखो. I am going to substitute t star. Are you with me? Is
Yes,
equal
sir.
to t minus tau.
Right,
Happy?
sir. Yes, sir.
What substitution have I made? T star is equal to t minus tau. Can you tell me what is t star dot then? Bolo. Or in other words, let me ask you, what is the t star? It is going to be dt and tau is constant. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore it is going to be dt itself. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say?
Yes, sir.
So with this, if I make this substitution, then what does this equation means what is this equation? ये equation कैसे होगा बताओ? M U double dot. Now
Yes.
instead of U double dot of T, I am going to write down U double dot of T star. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Plus Cu dot of T star. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Plus Ku of T star equal to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
And what are the boundary conditions? Tell me.
We have the boundary conditions u of tau is equal to 0 and u dot of tau is equal to 1 by m.
No. Is this going to solve our purpose? 1 minute.
Then the ones which we have, u of 0 is equal to u0 and
So when t equal to tau, when t is equal to tau, what is the value of t star? Tell me, 0, right?
yes.
So u of tau equal to 0. This condition translates into u of t star equal to 0. Sorry, u of 0 equal to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Because this is because since at t equal to tau, देखो at t equal to tau, t star is 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, the second condition, ये कौन सा condition? देखो u dot of tau. So I'm going to substitute this as u dot of 0 equal to 1 by m. Why? Because when t is equal to tau, t star is 0. Happy?
Yes. Yes.
So this differential equation gets translated into this one. And now I am going to seek for the solution u of t star. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And in this solution, I will at the end substitute t star is equal to t minus tau, and I will get the solution of u of t. Happy?
Right. Right.
So do we have this solution u of t star? Yes. Now this solution is now this problem is in standard form, and we have the solution. What is the solution? Can you tell me the solution? So I'm going to refer to our previous lectures. Just let me pause the record. Yeah. So this is the solution that I have borrowed from our earlier classes. Only the thing that I need to do now here is I have to replace this t by t star. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So it is going to be e raised to minus eta omega t star u0 cos omega d t star. Happy? u0 dot plus omega eta u0 upon omega d into sine omega d t star. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Chalo. So let me write down this solution is equal to, now e raised to minus eta omega t star will remain as it is. Happy?
Yes,
Into
sir.
bracket. What is the value of u0? Do we have u of t star equal to 0? Yes, u of t star equal to 0 is u0, and that is 0.
Yes.
Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So
Yes.
the first term is going to vanish. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I will write that as 0. What happens to the second term? What is the value of u dot of t star equal to 0? It is 1 by m, which is equal
Yes,
to
sir.
u0 dot. Do you agree with me? So can
Yes,
I
sir.
write it as 1 by m here? Plus omega eta u0 is 0. So therefore this term is going to vanish. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So there is going to be 1 by m and this entire thing divided by omega d. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And you are going to have sine omega d t star. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So therefore, what is u of t star? Tell me now. U of t star. equal to e raised to minus eta omega t star, happy, into 1 upon m omega d sine omega d t star, happy.
Yes, sir. Right.
Now, when I started with the question, I wanted impulse response function in terms of t, not in terms of t star. Do you agree with me?
Right. Yes, sir.
So now I cannot live with this t star anymore. I will now make a replacement. Instead of t star, I am going to call it as what? So what is t star? T star is t minus tau. So I am going to replace this by t minus tau. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
So I am going to write this as u of t minus tau. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes.
Is equal to e raised to minus eta omega t minus tau, happy, into 1 upon m omega d sine of omega d t minus tau,
Yes, sir.
happy. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. और अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो, this u of t minus tau has meaning only if t minus tau is positive. For any value of time less than tau, response is anyway going to be 0. Do you agree with me?
0. Yes, yes.
So therefore, now let us say your direct delta function is defined at tau equal to 5 seconds. So if I have to find out the value of time, value of u of t at 6 seconds, I will have to substitute t minus tau as 1 second. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I will substitute the value of t minus tau as 1 second here, and I will get the response of the system at t equal to 6 seconds. Happy?
Right.
For any value of t less than 5 seconds, anyway the response is going to be 0 because the unit impulse has not yet been applied. Happy?
Yes.
So this is called as impulse response function. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Impulse response function. Now tell me, if the impulse is applied when the observer started observing the system, उसी टाइम पे अगर impulse apply किया, that means what is the value of tau? Tell me. जैसे ही ऑब्जर्वर ने स्टार्ट किया सिस्टम को ऑब्जर्व करना, उसी इंस्टेंट पे अगर इंपल्स अप्लाई हुआ है, तो व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ टाउ? द ऑब्जर्वर नीड नॉट वेट फॉर द इंपल्स टू कम. Tau will be 0 in that case. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So that means the moment observer starts observing the system, the impulse has been applied, or it is the other way around. When the impulse is applied, immediately the observer starts observing the system. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is delta of t minus tau equal to 0? So it is delta of, बोलो क्या होगा? टाउ को अगर मैं 0 कर देता हूं, तो क्या होने वाला है? It is going to be infinity at t equal to 0 and it is going to be 0 everywhere else. Happy?
So can you please explain this step again? For delta is equal to 0, for tau is equal to 0.
So right now, tell me, when I say delta of t minus tau, where do you see the spike in the graphical representation of direct delta function? कहाँ पे spike दिखता है? Tau पे दिखता है ना?
Yes.
Do you agree with me? Now I
Yes.
set tau to 0. So where will you see the spike? At time t equal to 0.
Yes.
Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes.
So therefore, when tau is 0, that means the unit impulse is applied at t equal to 0. That's what I'm
Yes.
trying to say. Happy?
Yes. Yes.
And then you can substitute tau equal to 0 here and you will directly get the value of u of t itself. Happy?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Great. So this is called as impulse response function. Now what we are going to do is we are going to plot and look at it. How does it look like? It is going to look very similar to the damped vibrations, damped free vibrations, because we have converted a force vibration problem into a free vibration problem. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
ये प्रॉब्लम कौन सा था? ये था टेक्निकली फोर्स वाइब्रेशन प्रॉब्लम. आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
But this force vibration problem mein delta is such kind of force for which after tau it is as if the system is vibrating under no external force. Sahi hai ki nahi?
Right.
So what we have done is we have invoked the principle of impulse momentum and we have converted the system in we have converted this force vibration problem into free vibration problem. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
कैसे किया? ये दो कंडीशंस हमने अप्लाई किए. So therefore, applying a direct delta function or unit impulse on a system is as good as a free vibration problem with proper boundary conditions. And what are those proper initial conditions? U of tau is 0 and U dot of tau is 1 by m. Happy?
Yes, sir.
वो convert किया. So its solution is going to look very similar to, very similar to the solution of under damped free vibrating systems. Are you with me? Which are
Yes, sir.
displayed. But एक ही difference है इसमें. अब तक हम start में क्या कर रहे थे? We were pulling the mass towards right and then we were releasing it. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, जो ग्राफ मिल रहा था वो हमें कैसे मिल रहा था? It used to start with U0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And then it would go on diminishing like this. Happy?
Yes, sir.
जरा आप मुझे एक बात बताओ. This was for initial condition u0 is not equal to 0 but u0 dot is 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So the system the system started from a displaced position from mean, but its velocity was 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, yes.
Now how do I show the velocity at any given time on this graph? जरा बताओ मैं velocity कैसे लिखूं? इस ग्राफ पे कैसे दिखाऊं velocity? Is velocity du by
Differentiation
dt?
of, yes.
Yes. Is it differentiation of u? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
But what is du by dt graphically? Is it the slope of tangent?
Yes.
So if I draw the tangent here at let us say time t equal to t1, if I draw this tangent, तो उसका जो slope आएगा, इसका slope, that is nothing but u dot at
Velocity.
t1. Do
Yes.
you agree with me? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Now you draw the tangent to this curve at u0. How should it look like? It should look like this. Because at time t equal to 0, we know that u0 dot is 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
u0 dot equal to 0 अगर होना है तो ये tangent horizontal होना ही पड़ेगा. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This is how the system responded. But now our initial conditions have changed. Now our initial condition is u0 is 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And u0 dot is equal to, yes, tell me, 1 by m. Happy?
Yes. Yes.
तो अब जरा मुझे बताओ ये सिस्टम कैसे चालू होगा? This system is going to start from u0 equal. First of all, up to tau, there is no response at all. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
This is u of t, and this is t. Up to tau, there is no response. At tau, what is going to occur? u0, that is, when I say u0, it is t star equal to 0. That means t is equal to tau. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
It is
Yes.
nothing but u of tau. Happy?
U of tau. Yes.
and this is nothing but u dot of tau.
Yes.
Happy? Now, instead of starting with some initial value, it is going to start with 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
But if I draw the slope of tangent drawn to this curve at this point, it is going to be u0 dot, which is equal to 1 by m.
1 by
Happy?
m. Yes.
And then the system is going to perform like
Right.
this. It is going to diminish like this. So have you understood the difference between
Right.
these
Right.
two solutions? Let us try to plot this so that the difference is very much clear. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us construct an example. Visualization always helps in understanding the problems. We started little late, so we are going to extend for another 10 minutes. So let us start. Let us start with some numbers in our hand. So let us take m is equal to 10 kg. Same good old example. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Let us take k equal to क्या लिया था हमने 1000 लिया था ना 1000
Yes.
Newton per meter. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Then what was the value of C? So we know that with this choice of K and M, the system is going to have critical damping of what? 200, right?
Yes, sir.
So let us have this as underdamped system. So I will have this as C is equal to 10 kg per second. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
It is less than 200 kg per second, which is C star. Therefore, it is underdamped system, right?
Yes, sir.
Let us say this system is applied by f of t minus 7 seconds. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, it is applied with f of t as delta of t minus 7 seconds. That means for first 7 seconds, ये graph कैसे आएगा बताओ? At 7th second, you are going to have this value equal to infinity. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And before and after 7 seconds, it is going to be 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This is a single spike. Are you with me?
Right, sir.
चलो, so, and I need to find out what is u of t. U of t क्या है ये मुझे देखना है. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I am very sure u of t is equal to 0 for t ranging from 0 to 7 seconds. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So जरा देखो, I am now going to share the screen. Give me a second. Share screen, and I'm going to open this example. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to add sheet number 4. I'm going to rename it as impulse response function. So IRF. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And then let me substitute t here. So what is the value of t? 0. 0.001, let us say. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And let
Yes,
us
sir.
write down the response of the system till 10 seconds, or at least 5 seconds. 10 seconds, let us take it. ये
Yes.
लिखिए. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
चलो ये हो गया. Now let me write down the value of t minus 7, because tau is 7 in our case. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is this minus 7. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Till this value is negative, we are not bothered. The response is going to be 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So now I am going to write down u of t. कैसे लिखूं u of t? तो ये रिस्पांस क्या रहने वाला है, 0। कहां तक 0 रहने वाला है, अप टू t इक्वल टू 7 सेकेंड्स, आर यू विथ मी,
Yes.
और टाउ
Yes.
इक्वल टू
Is
0 सेकेंड्स, और t माइनस
yes.
टाउ इक्वल टू 0 सेकेंड्स, डू यू एग्री
0.
विथ मी?
Yes. Yes.
तो वो मैंने प्लॉट किया, एक एक स्टेप अच्छी तरह से देखो क्या कर रहा हूं, कहीं भी डाउट है तो पूछ लेना, आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
So till the t minus tau becomes equal to 0, I am not bothered, it is going to be 0. Happy?
Yes.
So till this point the response is going to be 0. After this the response will become positive. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now how do I obtain the response for t minus tau which is equal to non-zero value? कैसे obtain करूं? तो इसका equation है ना हमारे पास, are you with me? Let us
Yes,
write
sir.
down that equation. So hereafter I am going to refer to that equation. So where is that equation? क्या है, u of t minus tau is equal to एक्सपोनेंशियल माइनस ईटा ओमेगा टी। तो पहले ये वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करने पड़ेंगे हमें, ईटा और ओमेगा के। डू यू एग्री विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
ओमेगा इज रूट के बाय एम। व्हाट इज के? 1000 divided by 10. So is it correct?
Yes, sir.
यही एग्जांपल लिया था ना हमने लास्ट टाइम, यही वैल्यूज
Yes.
लिए थे ना।
Yes. Yes.
So was our k 10 रेडियन पर सेकेंड?
Yes. Right, sir.
ओमेगा 10 रेडियन के पर सेकेंड था।
हाँ.
Okay. Now what else is required? E raised to minus eta omega. Now we need to write down what is eta, which is equal to c upon c star. What is the value of c? 10. What is the value of c star? 2 into m into omega. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is 2m omega? 10 upon 200. So it is going to be 10 upon 200. So eta is going to be equal to 1 upon 20. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Eta की वैल्यू मिल गई। What is the value of omega d? Let us compute omega d. Omega d is equal to 10 into square root of 1 minus 1 by 20 square. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me how much is that? 10 into bracket. Let me do it here. 1 minute. What was that? 10 into 10 into square root of 1 minus 1 by 400.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
9.98. So 9.99 almost. Are you with me?
Yes.
So this is 9.99. That's fine. सारे वैल्यूज यहाँ के मिल गए. So can we write down this function e raised to minus eta omega t minus tau? तो लिखो, देखो कैसे लिख रहा हूँ. This is equal to exponential. What is eta? The value of eta we have calculated as 1 by 20, right? Minus 1 by 20. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
E raised to eta omega. What is the value of omega 10? Omega 10 सही है ना, root k by m. Am I right? Yes,
Yes, sir.
correct. So eta omega into t minus tau. देखो t minus tau है ना इधर. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is t? Which column is t minus tau? B column is t minus tau. So I am going to take this one. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Bracket complete. This multiplied by in bracket 1 divided by mass is 10 divided by ओमेगा डी की वैल्यू कितनी है बोलो? 9.99
9.99.
divided by 9.99. ये हो गया. This multiplied by sin of omega d t. So it is going to be sine of 9.99 into t minus tau. What is t minus tau? T minus tau is B column. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I have written down this. Happy?
Yes.
So I have computed now u of t. So let us plot now column A versus column C.
Yes.
Just a second. Time. Yes.
Yes.
So see, up to time 7 seconds t is equal to 0. After time t equal to 7 seconds, u starts picking up. But you will understand that just after t equal to 7 seconds, u is still 0. That is not that is the condition for non-teleportation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And then you have systematically reducing values of amplitudes of oscillations owing to the damping equal to 10. Are you with me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Happy? Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now let us do one more exercise. If I change the damping, यहाँ पे हमने damping कितना लिया था जरा बताओ मुझे. What was the value of damping here? C equal to 10. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now let me take C is equal to 100. Happy?
Yes, sir.
It is still under damped system. So how does the impulse response function look like for this system? U of t. बोलो क्या चेंज होने वाला है इसमें बताओ मुझे. What all parameters are going to change if I change the damping?
Sir, omega will change.
Yes. So for the second case, for C is equal to 100, I am going to now write down omega. Omega won't change. Omega d will change. Eta is going to change. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Eta is going to be equal to 10 upon, yeah, tell me, 2 into 100 into 10.
10.
Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So how much is that? Tell me.
1 by 200.
No. Sorry. 100 upon 2 into 10 into 10. 2m omega will remain as it is. This is going to change. Do you agree with me? So it is
1 by
100
2.
upon 200. Do you agree with me? तो ये हो
Yes.
जाएगा half. What will be the value of omega d? बोलो.
Omega d will be 10 into under root of 1 minus 1 by 4. That is under root of 3 by 4.
1 minus 1 by 4. So tell me the value. 10 into square root of 3/4. कितना आता है?
So it will be 17.32 by 2.
17. कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो रहा है.
So because under root of 3 by 4, so root 3 is 1.732. So 1.732 into 10 is
SQRT square root of 3 by 4. That turns out to be 0.86. 0.86 into 10.
8.66. Same.
8.66. Right?
Yes.
So it is going to be 8.67. Happy? So
Yes.
अब जरा यहाँ पे इसके साथ लिखते हैं. ये तो जीरो जो वैल्यू है वो जीरो ही रहेगी. कहाँ तक रहेगी? Till
Up to t
t
is equal to
minus tau.
7.
T minus tau is 0. Or t is equal to 7 seconds. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let us finish this discussion and then we will stop for today.
Yes, sir.
अभी तक समझ में आया ना? कोई दिक्कत नहीं है किसी को? वेदांत तुम्हें समझ में आया है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If anyone has any difficulty, please raise it. You can stop me at any point of time. I will be happy to explain it 1,000 times, but don't keep doubt in your mind. Yes. Till this point, it is going to be 0. Happy?
Yes.
No. थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया. Till this point, it
0.
is going to be 0.
Yes.
Yeah. And here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to rewrite the equation. So what is the equation?
Equation.
Tell me. Exponential minus, what is the value of eta now? The value of eta has turned out to be half. So minus 0.5. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Into omega is 10. Eta omega t minus tau. T minus tau is this. Happy?
Yes,
This
sir.
multiplied by into bracket 1 upon m is 10. Omega d. How much is omega d now? 8.67. Happy?
Yes, sir.
1
Right.
upon m omega d multiplied by sine of omega d, that is 8.67, into t
8.6.
minus tau. T minus tau is this. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And now what I'm going to do is, on the same graph, I'm going to plot this response. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So select data, add data series. Data series name C equal to 100. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Then T is this. So it goes till what? Yeah. Then we have this column. Just be patient for some more time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Do you observe the difference? क्या हुआ है बोल देखो. As I have increased the damping, the number of oscillations, still it reaches a very insignificant value of amplitude of oscillation is less. समझ में आ
Yes.
रहा है?
Yes.
So time required for decaying the signal, or for time required for the system to come to the rest or come to the its mean position has dramatically reduced. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes.
Are you with me? Now,
Yes, sir.
on the same curve, I'm going to plot C equal to 200, and you will see that the system will never cross the mean position. Are you with me?
Right.
So that I'm going to do, and I will share it. I will show it in the next lecture to you. But that's how the system changes from underdamped system to the critically damped system. Are you able to
Understood.
understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this background and with this understanding of impulse response function, let us stop here today. In what is the focus of next class? So we are going to use this impulse response function to get a response of the system to other types of loadings. Just like we use the results for point load to compute fixed end moments by other types of loads. Do you agree with me?
Right, sir.
हाँ, वैसे ही हम next class में करने वाले हैं. So let us stop here today. There is one more striking observation before we stop, that when the system had higher value of C, the magnitude up to which the system magnitude by which the system had moved after the impact has also reduced. Are you able to see this
Yes.
difference?
Yes.
Yeah. So with this, let us stop today. We will continue this in tomorrow's class.
Okay, sir.
I have